Hey guys, Skinny Elephant here. I'm back with another sports video about sports, because that's what we do here. We do sports. Yes, we do. Anyways, Group E, and it's Italy in this group. I'm wearing the training kit from 2014, because I really enjoy it. I thought this was probably one of the best training kits they've ever had. It's really sick. No, it's 2012. It's 2012. I gotta get my facts straight here, right guys? I don't even know anymore.
No.
Anyways, yeah, it's 2012. Yeah. Anyways.
Ferrari and Balotelli were in that 2014.
Anyways, we're gonna do Belgium first because we do the best teams first, and sadly, Italy is not the best team in this group. But I don't even think they're the best. I don't even know if they're the best second place team in this group. Well, that's obviously a joke. I think they are. But we're gonna do Belgium, and you look at their goaltending situation, and you have Thibaut Courtois, who is easily one of the best young keepers, probably one of the best keepers in general in the world right now. Incredibly talented keeper, and he's a giant. He's like the whole net almost.
He's like 6'6", isn't he?
Yeah, he's huge. Or he's not, okay, he's not the whole net, but he's big, the big guy. And, you know, he's going to pretty much have to keep Belgium in, because you look at this defense, and I think that's what makes Belgium one of the weaker favorites. Well, anyways, they're not complete because of their defense, and they lost Vincent Kompany, but the thing is, even with Vincent Kompany, this defense is not the sturdiest defense in world football. And you have guys like Toby Alderweireld and Vermaelen and Vertonghen, who are decently good defensemen. There's nothing wrong with them. They're very good defensemen. But then you have guys like Jason Denayer, a very young, unproven defender. Jordan Lukaku, again, a highly talented but a very unproven defender.
Play. That's the point. Let them play. You never know. Look at all these unproven German players. We made it to the semis.
Yeah, but they were highly talented at the time.
Lukaku's really highly talented. Denayer isn't nowhere near as tight as Lukaku, but he's still supposed to be a really good player.
Thomas Meunier, not a bad player again, but it's the right side that's really weak on Belgium in friendlies lately. It's their right side has been very, very weak, and Sherrari's been playing that side, so I would expect Sherrari to hopefully take advantage of that. But no, watch him put like Jaccarini there, you know, just some stupid.
Belgium now, potential Belgium.
But anyways, if I had to pick an X factor on this team, and we kind of agreed on this player, Rajan Nainggolan is probably one of the best midfielders in the world, and I mean this. He really is a very good midfielder, box-to-box midfielder. He covers that mid. I mean, he comes back and helps. He can attack. He's the engine of that team in the midfield there. He's incredible for Roma. Everyone wants this guy. And, you know, Milan could have signed him, but they didn't. And Roma had an absolute gem in him. And imagine if they lose him and Pjanic. I mean,
that's going to be a blow.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I want to interrupt again. My X factor is going to be Witsel. Nainggolan, I feel like Witsel will be more of an X factor because he's the guy who's going to anchor the team. He's going to be the guy who's going to pull all the cords.
You're confusing Nainggolan and Witsel.
Nainggolan, he's going to put more of the legwork, but Witsel, he's going to be the guy who's just going to be making the really subtle runs. He's going to be kind of keeping everything together. He's going to be breaking up play. He's going to get the ball forward.
He's a better passer.
He's a better passer, and he's personally one of my favorite players. Again, not just because, I'm not just saying that for him to be my X factor, but I think when Witsel is on, they look like a much better team. Even when Nainggolan on and Witsel's off, they don't look the same. And they just, like I said, they look like a completely different team without Witsel, and I think he's going to be an X factor for them. I think one of the best players that they're going to have that you really, really need to look out for, which most people should know, he is a household name, Kevin De Bruyne. He's an offensive powerhouse. He can create goals. He can score goals. They might play him as an attack mid. They might play him as a right mid, play him wide. Obviously, another one, Eden Hazard. He's had a very underwhelming season at Chelsea. First becoming the top, he's player of the season last year when winning. And now this season, Chelsea just tanked, and he looked like a shadow of his former self. It's not his fault.
Not his
He's
fault,
actually
yeah.
actually had a pretty solid second half of the
Yeah.
season, but he was nowhere near he was the first season. Young players you really definitely need to look out for. Divock Origi from Liverpool, very young, versatile forward. He can play in either wing. He can play as a striker. He's going to be a huge impact sub. A player that I personally really like, and I think he's going to be very great for Belgium because they like to do two strikers at times. Another player I really think you should give a look at is Michy Batshuayi. He this year he had a really productive goal record with Marseille, and he's coming to the Premier League next season.
Everyone
and
wants
he's gonna tear it up. He's gonna tear it up.
Everyone wants him.
He's quick. He's strong. He's a very complete player. And obviously, he's most likely not going to start over Lukaku, but definitely a player you want to watch out for.
Well, Lukaku's obviously one of the best strikers coming into this one. Had a very good season at Everton. Everton had a very underwhelming season, but he had one of the bright spots at Everton this season. There, 22 goals.
I honestly don't remember.
I know it was over 20. But Yannick Carrasco, again, not a household name. But he quietly has good games at Atletico Madrid. In the final, he came on as a sub. He's more of a super sub. He came on and played very well. He scored the tying goal to send it into extra time. And yeah, he's a very quick, very skilled player.
Very direct player.
Yeah, he finds the back of the net. Even before he went to Atletico Madrid at Monaco, he was a very good player there. And he has, like I said, he quietly has good games. You know, he's one of those players that you don't really know this until he scores, and you know, that's one of his specialties. He's a super sub, like I said, but I really am worried about this guy. He's a very good young player to watch out for in Yannick Carrasco.
Definitely a guy you don't want coming against you for Italy.
I don't want this entire team to play against Italy because they just look terrible. But, no, they don't look terrible. Okay, I'm going to try and keep this brief. I really don't want to get emotional about Italy. It's very unfortunate when many guys, I went over this yesterday's video, many guys were left off this squad, and I was very devastated by that. But, you know, I finally, I cleared my head. I sat down and I thought, you know what? I don't think we're going to do as bad as I believe we will. I don't think we'll do great. If we get a favorable matchup, we might make it to the... We should shoot for the quarters. If we get a favorable matchup, well, we'll see what happens. But you look at this team and you think, goaltending-wise, we're okay. We're pretty solid. Other than most nations, you know, we're pretty solid when it comes to goaltending.
No,
Buffon is up there.
Nothing against Buffon. He had a tremendous season at Juventus again. But here's the thing. When he pulls on the Italy shirt, it seems like a different player.
He is 38 though, eh? His age? He's 38, isn't he?
Yeah, 38.
He's 38. I know stuff, yeah. He's up there, guys, and he wants to play in the next World Cup at 40 years old. So we'll have a wheelchair out there for him. Salvatore Sirigu is a very good backup. I'd rather see him in that. But I don't know why he should be there. I mean, he sat the bench a lot behind Kevin Trapp at PSG. And I was really surprised when he got called up. I mean, Sportiello could have been there.
Look at this team that was called up. Look at this team that was called up in general.
I know. Look at the team that was called up.
Age and experience. That's how Italy likes it.
I mean, age and experience is never a bad thing. Like I've been saying this whole video, guys.
But some of the players that they brought, it's a different story.
Here's the thing: if you have a squad like Turkey, where you have a mix of talent, skill and talent and experience, I'm cool with that. I'm honestly fine with that. Italy have lacking a lot of quality and creativity. I mean, you look at this squad and you think, when it comes to creativity, Kondreva, Florenzi, Bernardeschi, and Sherrari in the midfield. Four guys are not going to be enough creativity. I mean, you could have brought a few more guys there. You look at their strike force. Simone Zaza.
Eder,
Insigne. Again, not much creativity. A few guys there.
Insigne?
I said Insigne's creativity. I said Insigne, Eder, and Zaza for creativity.
Okay.
I said not much there after that.
Mm-hmm.
My bad if I didn't clarify that. But I think one thing A-League can boast about, and we've always had this, is we have the strongest defense going into this tournament. And I'm not, like I said, we honestly do. That is one thing I can say A-League has going into this tournament. When you boast the back line of Bazalier, Bonucci, and Chiellini, I don't even like Chiellini, but he's good at getting under people's skin. And that's one thing we have going into this tournament is defense. And sadly, we're going to sit back and we're going to defend a lot in this tournament. And we'll see what happens then. Florenzi, I'd rather see him in the midfield, which I believe he will be in the midfield. So I'd like to see him in the midfield. He's a very good creator, very good passer.
It all depends on who he's partnered with.
I'd like to see him and Kajeva, or him and Bernadeschi partnered there. Jack Greeny will probably start because at this point it doesn't even shock me anymore at this point. He's gotten so far. Thiago Motta looked terrible in the friendlies. He looked absolutely terrible. He has no business being there. But you know what? He might have a better tournament. Adair is not the guy he used to be. He had a better first half. I'd much rather seen Rugani get called up for defense. He's just like Jonathan Tah. Rugani basically controlled the whole back line of grown men at 19 years old at Empoli. So I would have much rather seen Rugani there. But Albona had a good season along with Darmian, and I have no idea why. I have no idea why DeShili was there.
He had a decent second half, but he doesn't deserve
He had a decent last 5 games, but yeah, I'm not even trying to be. I'm just being honest. I don't think we'll do as bad as I think we will. I'm hoping we can hit the quarterfinals, but put it this way: we get eliminated in the group stage. There's gotta be ramifications. For sure.
Yeah, and obviously players you want to look out for. Bernadeschi, obviously for playing for Fiorentina.
Yes.
Another player you want to look for, one of your personal favorite players, Stefan El Shaarawy.
Absolutely. I was happy he was called. If he was left off the squad, I don't even know at that point.
And yeah, I think the best player for Italy is probably going to be Bonucci.
He's my X factor. He's gonna control that back line, Bonucci, for sure. He's definitely my X factor. I would maybe have said Florenzi if he starts in midfield.
I think it's all depending on who he starts in the center. If he's partnered with De Rossi, I think the Roma partnership, they know how to play well together. De Rossi offers the defensive stability, while Florenzi offers the pace and creative force aspect of it to the game. I think they'll be very good chemistry and they'd complement each other. I want him to start next to Mata. It's all who he plays next to.
No, I just want to make a quick note. Bonucci is one thing that makes him great is his ability to pass. He's a very underrated passing ability. You watch him and he can make a long pass to either El Shaarawy or Kandreva or Bernadeschi, whoever's on the wing. And that's really going to help us in the end when it comes to... Conte said he wants to play build-up play. And he wants to play build-up play with this squad. And I don't know why, but we're gonna see how it goes. I'm just, at this point, I'm hoping we can tie Belgium, maybe take advantage of that lackluster defense, and maybe, like I said, just grind our way through, and we'll see what happens. I'm not expecting the world, but we'll see. We'll see, guys. I would very much like to see a quarterfinal. Anything after that would be a bonus, I guess. Being honest, oh my gosh, Shea Given's still playing? That's like 40 years old. I thought Buffon was old. Shea Given, how old is he? He's like 42.
40 years old, yeah.
Oh, 40. Okay, not 42, but he's old. He's up there. God, okay, gotta give it to him. He looks old too. Jesus. Okay. We're obviously on Ireland. If you guys didn't know, this Irish team surprised many by knocking out Bosnia, who had a really good team in the playoff qualifiers to make it into Euros. And this Irish, Eddie McGee is on the team. And Ireland did a very good job of beating them, countering them, and now they're here in the Euros. And their fans are rowdy, and they're probably some of the best fans in the world. They have awesome fans.
No, they do.
They're great. They can be getting smashed for nothing. They'll still be singing in the crowd. Gotta give it to their fans. They're great. They're probably drunk half the time too, but they're great. And you look at the squad. It's not a bad squad. It's a very old and experienced squad. Again, it's never a bad thing. But guys like Shane Long and Robbie Keane, they've been here before, and Shane Long was very crucial to them during qualifying.
Had a big season this year too.
A very big season at Southampton, was very crucial to them in qualifiers. Jonathan Walters is injured to start the Euros. Hopefully he'll be back for them because he also played a big role in having them helping them advance through the playoffs there and through the group stages. They did very good in the group. They beat Germany. Anyone who beats Germany, I'm going to mention it. That's awesome. But
yeah,
again, you can't. Aidan McGeady's there. He's a very talented player. Not very defensive player, but a very good attacking player.
Seamus. I love that name. I'm going to name my kid Seamus. It's awesome. No, I'm not going to name my kid Seamus. I think Seamus Combs is going to be big for them on the right side of the defense. They're going to play very compact, again, defensive football, but he's going to be one of the guys who's going to come up on the wing to throw some crosses in there. He's probably going to interchange with McGeady. So I think the right side looks very strong.
Yeah.
One of my personal favorites that they have is McCarthy, James McCarthy, and he plays for Everton. I think he's going to be, personally, I see him as my X factor for Ireland. He's the guy who's going to be able to break up play. He's going to shove guys off. He's going to pass the ball around. He's not the best passer, but he's going to do the job that needs to be done. And I think he's going to be one of the most important players that Ireland are going to need coming into these Euros.
Shane Long. Shane Long's my X factor. Like I said, they're going to be playing counter, and they're going to need Shane Long to make those runs and be feeding him all the time. He's going to try and get him behind the defense and break in on a breakaway. So Shane Long, to me, is their X factor because he's going to be their main striker, and they're really going to need him to step up if they want a chance of moving on to the next round there. And the final team, Sweden. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. What a god he is. I don't know if he's easily one of the best strikers in the world. For his age, he still scored 37 goals in the French league, which is truly incredible.
34 years old.
To say the least, he's 34.
Best season to date.
It's the French league, but it's still 37 goals, guys. It's still a lot of goals. Can't take that away from him. You know what? Like I said, you look at the Swedish squad, and obviously Ibra being the X factor. I'm just gonna say he's my X factor. There's no one else who can really make that big of a difference on this Swedish team other than Ibra. If anyone's gonna score, it's Ibra, and he's gonna have to put them on his back and take them through to the next round there as probably a third place team, to say the least there.
But you can't forget, it's most likely his strike partnership is going to be Marcus Berg, who plays very well in the Greek league. Another player that I think is going to be a good player, impact player off the bench, is Jean Guidetti. Extremely talented player.
He's an idiot, though.
An idiot?
He's a hothead. He's self-centered. Ibra is actually not as bad as he used to be, but John Guidetti is self-centered. If he could finally realize his potential, it'd be incredible. It's sad to say, but once he finally gets it through his head,
hopefully Ibra can have some words with him and mentor him coming into these Euros. A player that I rate really well, Emil Forsberg, who played in the second Bundesliga, Bundesliga 2, second division. Player of the season for them. He's a big part in Leipzig coming up. Red Bull, they're buying a team. If you're not aware of the Bundesliga, they're not the biggest fan of them because they go against the ban rule, the 50-50 rule. Is something I'd actually recommend looking into, which I think is awesome. One of the biggest reasons I love the Bundesliga, and they have not the biggest fan base, obviously, but regardless of the fact, he's a very, very incredible player that needs to be looked at. He's going to be one of Sweden's bigger players, obviously besides Zlatan.
Yeah.
No one on that team comes nowhere close to the ability that Zlatan has.
No, Zlatan's one of the best in the world.
I think another important player for them is going to be Ekdal. I think he's a very good midfielder, has a decent passing range, can play defense. He's going to be I think Sweden is going to play again a very counter-attacking team. Something I would actually like to mention, It's not the most popular opinion, and you don't like when I do say this, but there have been times when they play without Zlatan. They don't score, but they look like a much better team. If they can find that scoring touch without him, I think they can do well. That's unfortunate. It's like that when you have star players on the team, you know it's great to have that star power, but sometimes it ruins the chemistry of the team, and you know, as much as it helps you, it's as much as a blessing as it is a curse. And hopefully this Euros it's much more of a blessing. And I hope Zlatan can end this season, this year in the bang. The bang.
Yeah, no, have a very good Euros, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
One last player I want to mention, Sebastian Larsson. He's been there for a while, and he's done his duty there in the midfield. He's a very good midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been very good for country. So Sebastian Larsson's definitely a guy to watch out for. He's a very talented and sturdy player in the midfield and anchors that midfield very well. So again, guys, time to predict where they all finish. Again, guys, I feel that Belgium's defense is lackluster, but I still feel with their offensive talent in midfield, they're the best team in this group. And even if their defense does let them down, Courtois can step in and keep them in it at times and make the big saves he needs to make. I would very much like to see Italy get a tie against Belgium, like I said. If so, I still feel Belgium will win this group because they're just going to outscore their opponents. They have the ability to just score goals, and there's no reason why they can't put 3 past Ireland and 3 past Sweden. Their offense is that incredible, and I could see them doing that with ease. If they get their heads in the game and they find a flow and they find their form, they'll be incredible. They'll get it done. Again, I feel Italy can finish second. I see no reason why we can't beat Sweden or Ireland, unless the team I feel we have on paper will let us down, which I'm hoping is not the case. We should be able to beat Sweden and should be able to beat Republic of Ireland. We'll probably somehow get a tie against Sweden and beat Ireland, but we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping, like I said, they can beat them. They should be able to beat them, but we'll see what happens there. And I feel Sweden will do better. No, actually, no, I'm going to say Republic of Ireland will do better than Sweden. I feel that Republic of Ireland will use their counterattack and will be very effective against Sweden. In the end, as much as I love Ibra, and I'd love to see Sweden do very well in this tournament, I feel that Republic of Ireland will somehow scrape their way through, as they've done throughout the entire campaign, and scrape their way through for that 3rd place finish, and maybe advance for the 3rd place out of the 4 teams, the 4th 3rd place team there. Well, either Sweden or Ireland will probably make it through as a 3rd place team. They're that good. So. But I say it's going to be Belgium, Italy, Republic of Ireland, and Sweden. But again, if Sweden do it, I wouldn't be surprised in sailors.
Mm-hmm. So, one thing I should mention before I do make my predictions, we mentioned in one of our prior videos that we believe that was it Group B? Yeah, Group B and Group E, which Italy is a part of. This group are basically the group of deaths of the tournament. It's a very, very balanced group. You know, what one team has, the other team lacks, and you know, it's who capitalizes. I find there's actually a possibility that Italy become first in the squad. That is all based on the defense. If they can just get that one goal, I think one of the biggest advantages that are coming to the tournament is that everyone does not expect Italy to do well, even in Italy. One of their biggest crutches is that arrogance. I think they're better than everyone. They don't. Other teams mean nothing to them. They don't deserve to be there, and Italy's just the best. Now they're underdogs, and I think that is going to be very big for them. They know that they need to step their game up, and if they do step their game up, they grind out those wins, score that 1 or 2 goals that they need to go through. And if Buffon actually steps up and actually performs in his Italy shirt, which he hasn't done recently, then I feel that Italy can grab this 1st place spot.
I'd love for it to happen.
Hey, I'm not even saying it for you. I'm just thinking that if they do what they need to do, they can. Belgium, I'd love them to be first. I think most likely they'll be first, but the thing that really bugs me is their defense, and I feel like their defense will be their downfall. Courtois most likely is there to back him up, but there's only so much Courtois can do, and they have a great defense. But if they had to split it up, they had one of the best defenses in the Premier League with Alderweireld and Vertonghen, and if they split it up to put them on the wings, because they both played for left back, both played left back and right back for Belgium prior, and if they play there again, I think that's going to really strain them. One of their strongest pairings. I think they should give a shot to their young fullbacks and give them an opportunity. But if they do that, I feel that will be their crutch and their downfall. But I still think they'll make a second place because that offense and that midfield is just scary. I am scared. It's one of the teams coming to the tournament that does intimidate me as a German fan. Third place, I actually think Republic of Ireland. I think they have a great team, very dynamic. The fans will come to the games and they'll cheer them on. They look good. They counter well. They have really good defensive play. They play as a unit. I think that'll be big for them. I would love to see Sweden get third, and I think, again, with Francesco, with Skinny Elfin here, that they have the team to get the third place qualification. If you guys aren't aware of that, out of 6 groups, the 4 best third place teams go through on the tournament. We think the system is kind of stupid, but hey, it helps out these teams, these underdog teams, and I think Republic of Ireland, as much as Sweden, have the opportunity and the team to grab those spots. And honestly, I think third place is all up to Zlatan. If Zlatan plays out of his skin, because not that he has the ability, but he doesn't have the team around him that he needs to thrive in. So if Zlatan can come big for Sweden, and Sweden can keep the ball out of their own net, I think Sweden get third, but I'm calling it for Republic of Ireland.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Pretty much same predictions. That's it. That's the end of Group E, guys. We have one more group. It's been a long day here doing the videos, but one more group, Group F, and that consists of Portugal, which I feel will have ease in that group. I'll explain more in the next video, guys. Again, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and peace.